everybody, and welcome back to Chronically Fabulous. This is going to be an interesting video. As you've probably read from the title, it has to do with sex and people like me in relationships that involve sex. So if you don't like people talking about sex, please leave, because this is going to get really weird really quick. If you're Janet, don't watch. If you're my mom, actually you could probably watch. Like, it's not showing anything explicit, it's just talking about how things are worked out. So this video is going to be talking about teenage disability and sexual relationships. So even from the first chunk of that sentence, of the main topic of my channel, you can tell, you can infer where there would be problems. In my case, as many people, or if you're new to my channel, I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which basically means that my joints dislocate themselves. And it's not a fun time during sex when shit like that happens. So let's go over the basics. And then maybe at the end I'll throw in a few like mild horror stories that have happened to me. It's a fun time. So one of the biggest parts of any kind of sexual relationship, in my opinion, even if you're a very vanilla like partnership, you should still have a safe word, in my opinion. Because even if you don't have a disability, shit can go wrong. Shit can hurt, shit can be uncomfortable, and if you can't verbalize that, what are you doing? I don't remember which video it was in. It might have been my teenage disability and like relationships video, like the boyfriend tag. But I've talked about it before, like if you're with someone and you feel like you can't say anything, what are you doing with them? Why are you there? But anyways, going back to my point, everybody should have safe words. Everybody should be able to like convey their thoughts and emotions openly in the bedroom. I also believe that you should be able to laugh with people while you're doing shit, because if it's an entirely serious thing and you can't feel comfortable with someone, what's the point? In terms of vanilla sex, people need to stop trying to pull like the 50 Shades of Grey shit, where they're like, I've never done anything kinky in my life, but all of a sudden I'm a huge kinkster. There's nothing wrong with having vanilla sex, guys. There's nothing wrong with just being there with someone and loving someone and like making love to someone in a really like normal way, if people want to call it that. But in terms of any kind of kink relationship, be it like kind of softcore, like gentle pet play, or be it like hardcore, like BDSM shit, always have a safe word. Always. And my advice to people who either want to get into the BDSM community or want to talk to their partner and decide whether or not they're open to any kind of like fringe sexuality stuff, I say, be honest with yourself first. Understand realistic goals and what you're looking for in that situation, and then decide whether or not it's for you. There's nothing wrong with trying something for the first time and deciding you're not into it. There's nothing wrong with trying something for the 400th time and then deciding you're not into it. People's feelings change, people's kinks and enjoyments change, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in terms of getting into it, use your words, open up. There's nothing wrong if you feel like you're awkward about discussing any kind of kink with a partner, or even just generally. The best advice I can offer is to educate yourself, to find other people in, say, like support groups or online community things, and just discuss as a noob beginner to see what other people think, and to just give yourself time to like slowly acclimatize to what it means to do special things in the bedroom. I don't know how to say this because I fear that my mom doesn't watch my YouTube channel, and I guarantee you that the one time that she decides to watch a video, it'll be this goddamn video. But I don't know, I think that for me, sex has always been a very open, loving, enjoying thing because that's how I was raised. Like, sex is perfectly normal, and wanting to make love to someone or experiment with new things is totally normal. And people who alienate it and make people feel shame for what they want sexually are probably the most insecure people ever. I don't know, it's very scary to me when people, there's only a few kinks that I really, really don't agree with. Actually, there's only two that I can think of that I really, really don't agree with. Daddy-daughter things and bestiality are the two that I will never be able to stand behind. There's probably some like weird ass like fringe fetish that I've never even heard of that I probably don't agree with, but those are the two semi-mainstream, semi-known about kinks that I'm just like, no. But yeah, I think that things should definitely be more open, and the only reason that I don't agree with those is animals can't consent to you putting it in their asshole. Don't put it in their butt if they can't say yes. Stands for anybody, any living person. Don't put it in their butt unless they can say yes. Don't put it in anywhere unless they can say yes. But especially for animals, man. Don't fuck animals. They don't enjoy it. They're not down. You could really hurt them. You could really hurt yourself. But in terms of like daddy little stuff, it's literally a kink to take advantage of age play and nope, not down. It's weird. As someone who still to this day calls my dad daddy every once in a while, it makes me feel like I'm a weird ass fucking pervert for calling my dad daddy. Like, he's my father. I don't want to feel weird about using a dad nickname. And so that's my stance on it. But anyway, so the first story that I have is I was getting funky with someone and they pulled my arms behind my back and then shoved my wrists up to where my shoulder blades are to like keep my arms crossed behind my back, which for most people would be really fine and kind of fun because it's kind of kinky. But for me, because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, it may or may not have almost entirely dislocated both of my shoulders at the same time. Why are you focusing on the door? Even the camera doesn't want to focus on me while I'm telling that story. Shit's painful. And thank God I had a safe word. Thank God I had a safe word. Safe words are very important. Anyway, as always, and I'm gonna start mentioning at the end of videos, my social media and my Ask account are linked below. The Ask is meant for, the Ask is linked below for anonymous video suggestions and questions in case you don't feel like leaving them down in the comments below. You can also leave video suggestions and comments in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of the video, give me suggestions for other ones in the future. Yeah, anyway, my name is Emily from Chronically Fabulous, and I will see you next week.